This is the 7200 f2.8 lens. Some say the greatest lens for sports photographies. Others say it's too heavy, and one man on a Facebook group once called it a long, expensive mistake. But who's right? Probably me. Today, we're investigating why this lens is so beloved, so versatile, and so expensive it could be considered a form of theft. The 7200 f2.8 is a telephoto zoom lens, which is Latin for big and pricey. It lets you go from 70 to 100 millimeters with just a twist of the wrist, which is ironic because twisting your wrist is how you'll develop carpal tunnel from carrying it. It's called f2.8 because that's its maximum aperture, and also because it sounds cooler than f4. At f2.8, the lens allows more light in. So much light, in fact, that photographers feel morally superior to anyone with an f4. They say it performs well in low light, but let's be honest. Sports photographers don't sleep. They are constantly chasing daylight or stadium lights, caffeine in one hand, monopod in the other, desperately shouting at autofocus. Sports are chaotic. There's running, jumping, falling, dramatic goal celebrations, and sometimes people are just shouting for no reason. To capture this, you need a lens that can zoom fast, focus fast, and also make you look like you know what you're doing, even if you're just pressing burst mode and praying. The 7200 gives you range. You can shoot from the sidelines and still feel like you're inside the action. You can isolate players, blur backgrounds, pretend you're not just hiding behind a Gatorade cooler to avoid getting hit by a rogue football ball. And the autofocus, like a caffeinated squirrel on a Red Bull sponsorship. Fast, sticky, tenacious, unlike me on a treadmill. Now, you might be thinking, can't I just get an f4 version? It's smaller, cheaper. Yes, you can. You can also eat soup with a fork. The f4 is great in good light. It's lighter, cheaper. It makes you feel less like a medieval knight hauling around a cannon. But the f2.8, it lets in twice the light. That's one more stop, which sounds technical, but it basically means you can freeze motion better, get dreamier bokeh, and quietly judge f4 users. So yes, f4 is fine, but f2.8, it's glorious, it's excessive, it's the photographic equivalent of putting truffle oil on everything. Now let's talk brands. Canon, Nikon, Sony, they all make official versions of the 7200 f2.8. These lenses are expensive, weather sealed, and come with the implied endorsement of sports gods and magazines editors. But then there are third-party lenses, Sigma, Tamron. They sound like pharmaceutical companies, but make surprisingly good optics, like, why is this so sharp for 900 euro? Levels of good. Side effects may include mild lens envy, slightly slower autofocus, and your friends calling you a budget boy, even though you're smarter with money than all of them combined. Tamron's G2, brilliant. Sigma Sports Series, also brilliant. Slightly heavier and louder, but hey, so are most of my relatives. I've shot everything with this lens. Football, basketball, track and field, even chest. Okay, maybe not chest, that's too fast-paced. You want to isolate a run in mid-stride? Done. You want to capture a basketball dunk from across the court? Easy. You want to photograph a dog playing frisbee like it's an Olympic sport? Absolutely. Could this be your only sports lens? Possibly. Should it be? Well, that depends. If you only shoot from the sidelines or the stands, this lens has you covered. But if you want tight face shots from the other side of the stadium or ultra-wide celebration moments, you're gonna need backup. Think of the 7200 like a Swiss army knife, except all of the tools are knives, pointy, zoomy knives. Alright, so here's the buyer's guide, completely unqualified, of course. Are you new to the game? Try the 7200 f4 or the Tamron G2 f2.8. Are you a mid-range hero? Go for a used Canon 7200 f2.8 IS Mark II or the Sigma Sport. Are you balling on a pro budget? Canon RF 7200 f2.8 IS USM for sure. Buy what you can afford, but don't forget a neck strap or a chiropractor. And also, just so you know, down in the description of the video, I have included affiliate links for some of these lenses. If you click one and buy something, I get a tiny small commission. It will cost you nothing extra, except perhaps a vague sense that you're helping fund my caffeine habit, which frankly is the real hero behind all of this content. In conclusion, the 7200 f2.8 is possibly the best lens ever made for sports photography. Or maybe it's not, who's to say? Photography is art, and art is subjective, but this lens is objectively awesome. Unless you hate it, in which case, please don't comment. I'm fragile. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, or don't. But if you don't, just know I will silently judge you from behind a very large lens. Till next time, take it easy, guys. Stay safe.